Welcome back, guys. This is part two of a mini part series showing you how Dynasoft's custom software can make life a lot easier in your business world. So, today we're going to be focusing more on the tickets and how the dispatch that we talked about in part one, how it translates into a ticket now. So, we can see here the ticket that we created through that dispatch. All of this information here is now filled out. You don't have to fill it out again. It saves a lot of time, a lot of energy. We have our action buttons up here. Basically, we have a pre-job safety meeting. That's part of it. If you can look at it right now, you can see that we can duplicate this ticket. We have a job status here where we can complete it. And package. So package is where you can email off the ticket in its current form. So whether it's signed or not, whatever status or whatever you have filled out at this point, you can send that off to, you can email that off to anyone. So sometimes the guys would use that in the case of they're sending it off to somebody that doesn't have signing authority, but they wanted to see a copy. Or you have your administration, they just want to see administration of the oil company, they just want to be CC'd on this information. So you'll see how this here will change as the status of the ticket changes. Once it's completed, you'll have much more to be able to deal with. So this is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to dive into any of this, as this is all dependent on the company, on what information you're grabbing. You're going to have your different coding boxes. If you're working for different companies, different ones are required. These are kind of covers most of the oil companies out there as far as what they require. But again, this is custom software, so this would all be built specifically for the company or our client that we're working for. There's also a thing in here where you can attach or upload a document and attach it to this ticket. So this can be used for like batch sheets, that kind of stuff, where it's part of this particular job. We have our labor area here where it's automatically filled out the driver number 2, that's who I'm logged in as. That space is already in here. I can add more laborers if I want, but if I have a swamper or whatever the case may be, that's easy enough to add on the fly. And also adding equipment. So the equipment that comes up, this is pertaining to this particular unit type. So if you pick different unit types, you get a different list of rates that are used on the ticket. So because we're in a body job, it's automatically, the list is generated, but we do have access to grab miscellaneous charges that you may have being out there working. So we basically just grab the rate that pertains to us this day. And this rate here, as a driver, I cannot change this because this is already preset up based on the type of charge and the oil company or the company that you're working for. So this is all preset from the administration level, and basically as a driver, all I need to fill out is the hours. So if I'm out on location for 5 hours, I put in 5 under my time and underneath the equipment, and I'm essentially done. I don't have a whole bunch of extra other than some comments maybe if I have to put on there what I did, but that's cuts down a lot of paperwork and stuff even out in the field. I just update that and save that. Now you can see at the bottom here we do have a TDG, and this TDG, again, it's all custom software, but again, this is all preloaded with each ticket. So the biggest thing that I hear from clients lots of times is the drivers trying to remember the UN numbers and the actual shipping names and the classes, all of this stuff. But people know this as the common name. So when you pick a particular common name, all of this other stuff is all filled in for you. And that's all controlled again by the administration side. But as a driver, I just have to know what I'm hauling as the common name, and everything else is filled out for me. Even for the safety or the emergency contact stuff for the company you're working for, the phone number isn't in here, but it would be if it was underneath that particular name. This is all pre-filled out as well. We also have this set up for the client because they have trucks that have multiple tanks in there. So then there would be a TDG or a shipping name and class all done up for each particular tank. And if you're doing multiple loads, you just add another load and away you go. So again, all very straightforward, easy to use. That's the big thing here, guys, to take away from this. This is really easy to use. You don't need some kind of a degree to run a program that we make. It's meant to flow with the current work that the client is already doing. So there's nothing new, there's nothing that's out of the ordinary that they need to know. The other thing is that's part of the ticket, obviously, is the pre-job safety. So pre-job safety, again, all of this information is pre-filled in from the ticket. So again, cut down all that time and effort. As a driver of this unit, you want things that are quick, easy. You don't have a whole bunch of typing or anything to do. That's one complaint that I hear from clients is that, well, we don't need the guys out there on their tablet or whatever having to type out all this stuff or whatever. No, it's just point and click for most of this stuff. And again, this is all set up specifically for the client. There's little little things in here, excuse me, for your matrices, for your field risk assessment. All of this can be included or excluded depending on what you want. This is also integrated with Google Maps. So you click on the map, it automatically pulls up Google Maps and will fill out the longitude and latitude for you, and can also fill out the directions as well. So again, no typing involved at all. Your simple sign off, so it just pulls up. I can draw in here, right in here. That's the for the signature, and it's done. That's how simple it is. I hit save, and now this pre-job safety or hazard assessment is part of the main ticket. Now, to finish this all off, this is where this becomes very valuable, is that now it's all finished off. Now, can I get the consultant or the company representative to sign off and approve this ticket? Well, there's a couple different ways, but first of all, we need to complete this ticket in order for it to be signed. So we're going to mark this as completed. Now you can, as soon as you complete the ticket, you will see that all of this can be this can be edited at this point still. But once you complete it, you can see that now you can email the customer. So this is where you would email the customer for him to approve it. We still have the package part where you can just email. It doesn't need approval. It's just in its current state. Or you can get it signed right on location. So part of what you see here, this is exactly what the person will see in their email when you use the email, when you pick the email part. They will get a link, they click on the link, and this pops up for them. Now they can review the ticket, and again, the layout of the ticket, this is all client-based. Like I said, it's custom software we build specifically for the client. So however your invoices, your field tickets are currently laid out, that's how we would build them. They can look this over, everything looks fine. They're ready to sign it and approve it. They can go in here, they type in the PO, AFE, any of the coding that they need. They sign it, and it automatically will get emailed to that consultant out in the field that you're working for. You hit approve, or he or she hits approved, and the ticket has been approved. That's it. It's done. Now that consultant out in the field will have a emailed copy of this ticket in their email right after they sign this. And that part is complete. Now all the field part is complete. Now if you look at, I'm still logged in as the driver, and you can see all of this area is grayed out because I can no longer change this, and I no longer have access to edit this ticket because it has been approved. So as far as auditing the company for their online practices, that kind of stuff, this is all taken care of. There's no manipulation after the consultant or the client field representative has approved it. I can, however, disapprove this ticket, and because there was a mistake found afterwards, I can disapprove, make the appropriate changes, and then go through that whole approval process again. There's also a history where you can see right from the ticket being dispatched to being accepted to being completed to being approved. So there's all of this is tracked when looking at any one of these tickets. So if there's ever a problem, or hey, I didn't get that email, yeah, you did get this email, you approved it or you rejected it or whatever, there's a tracking all in place. One thing I do want to point out, since we're looking at the tickets, is most of these situations where the companies with the services and stuff, and you guys that are watching this right now, I'm sure most of the guys are getting paid by the hours that they put in on the ticket. So this all coincides right with the employee's timesheet. So if I look at my timesheet, I can see that this is automatically part of my timesheet. So at the end of the month or end of 2 weeks or whenever, however your payroll is set up, this is all part of, it's already done. It's already in the system, and administration, all they have to do is their payroll at the end of the month. They've already got all the totals. And again, I'll probably get into that on a future video, but how administration takes all of this information and stuff, and now you can import it directly into your Simple Accounting or your QuickBooks or whatever accounting system that you currently run. You don't have to re-enter all of this information. This also works very well with Open Invoice for all you guys that are invoicing through Open Invoice. What a pain in the butt, where you're taking all of these tickets and you're having to re-enter in all that information into Open Invoice just so you can get paid. Saves a lot of time. 3 clicks and you're done. There's not a whole bunch more that I'm going to cover with the ticket side, other than the tickets are always here. I just have to click off approve, so it shows the approved ones too. So you can see that this particular ticket that we just did here, I still have access to it because I'm still driver number 2, and I will always have access to this as long as I have access to the program or I'm working for the particular client or for the company as an employee. So I can always go back and reference other tickets that I've done, or if something has to be done with editing or anything like that, I can always get back to these. And I don't have to carry, 10 ticket books with me or 100 over the years to have access. This is a quick, easy way to go back to a particular ticket that you've done and either look something up or whatever the case may be. And other than that, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. We have our hazard assessments here too. Again, I always have access to these as well. I can also see, as a driver, I can also see my own work schedule. I can't see anybody else's, but I can see mine. So, like I said, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. This would be a good place to end it. We'll dive into other parts more on the administrative side on how to set up all these little databases. So when you go into a ticket and you're looking at, and grabbing a customer and stuff, that how that all comes to be. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching this, and keep an eye out for the next installment for dispatch and ticketing. Thank you very much, and have a great day.